Yeah. So it's amazing how we're taught this way because our parents don't teach us to think like them. They don't teach us to, at some point, grow into the giver's role, the responsible role, the accountable role, or might I say, the dependent upon role. Nope, your parents train you to be children. They give you age appropriate things, which keeps you thinking the same age. They don't try to graduate you up. They don't actually raise you, which means to elevate you up mentally, emotionally. Nope. They give 2-year-old things that are built for 2-year-olds. They give you 1-year-old things that are built for 1-year-olds. They don't want you to have to suffer even though they suffer. They don't want you to have to really configure life and configure your thoughts and configure your feelings and configure your psyche. Nope. They try to save you from it. You know how the fathers will know that their sons and daughters are rebellious, disobedient, dishonest, deceiving, disregarding, and they'll punish you and they'll keep taking care of you equally. They make you never earn your keep, never to earn your space in the family. So your father essentially teaches you that he's the slave. He's the servant. He is the subject. And mommy is the king. And mommy's going to tell you that you're the king, but she's going to tell it to you in a way that says, everything I do for you, even though she's making all the decisions. She's making all of the decisions. You have to choose to wear what she buys, what she wants you to wear. You're choosing all of the choices that she lines you up to have, and you think you're actually being loved unconditionally. When you're doing well, she treats you differently than she does when you're doing not well. When you're doing well, she smiles. When you're not doing well, she frowns. And you think the love is unconditional. When you're doing the right thing, she gives you. When you're doing the wrong thing, she takes them away. But you think the love is unconditional. I know. You see, I grew up around poverty. I grew up in poverty. I grew up in the housing projects. In fact, I grew up in 5 housing projects with my mother. My father lived in the burbs, but my mother didn't want me to live with my father in the burbs because to live with my father means she didn't have to get the money. She wanted the money. She wanted the gift, the receiving, not the giving. So instead of me growing up in the burbs with my father, I grew up in the projects with my mother. Instead of growing up in the suburbs, learning what the people in the suburbs were doing, I grew up in the projects, learning what the people in the projects were doing. What do you think it turned me into? Oh, did you catch it? A dependent. Growing up with a dependent makes you a dependent because the dependent can only teach you dependency. The receiver can only teach you to receive. They can't teach you to give. I'll be right back.